What's up guys, welcome back to Mike It Yourself. In this week's video, we're gonna just make blue a little bit more prettier. Damn it! So some people have gaps that they like. It makes their personality, whatever it is, right? Like there's just this thing. However, on a bike, gaps can be kind of ugly depending on what you see in that gap. And for me, the gap between the saddlebags and the fender is just not attractive, especially because I've got that compressor that just kind of hangs out right there. So let's put a curtain there, right? Let's dress it up a little bit, make it look a little nicer, and I think it'll be done pretty easily. Let's look at what I'm talking about. So what I've got here is a set of panel fillers, I think is what they're called. Company is Mid USA. Order through Dennis Kirk. They are a little bit pricey, I think, for what you get. But again, that's, you know, me, right? Building on that budget. So I want to say there were about 80 bucks for this set. And you know what? Trying to take this off with one hand, gee whiz. Okay, so anyhow, this is what we're looking at. I'm sure they come in other colors other than chrome. So depending on what you want, you can pick it out. So what this does essentially is it's going to occupy the space between the saddlebag and the fender. So it just kind of cleans that up. I went with chrome because this is the Cholo build, and you know, yeah, chrome won't get you home, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so first things first, we're gonna have to pull the saddlebags off, and then we can go ahead and start attaching this stuff. There are 0 instructions on this, so it's gonna be kind of a learn as I go situation. I don't know, it's gonna be interesting. We'll see what happens. Anyhow, got hardware that came with it, nice little bag of hardware. Looks like everything's a hex head, and it's already pre-Loctite, so that's nice. The thing that I'm probably most puzzled on, and maybe it because these are universal, maybe when I say universal, between left and right, that's why they've got the holes on either side, because I'm just thinking there's no holes on the saddlebag side. So I don't know, we'll see. So let me go ahead and get you set up on the tripod, and we'll get these things on. Okay, so we've got our saddlebags off, and these mount up. It's actually very simple. So you got these 3 threaded holes. I don't know what they're there for, honestly. They might be for something else, I don't know. But essentially, with this little tab side, so this one goes up, that goes up, and the holes line up, and you just put your bolts in. So you're gonna wanna get yourself a long Allen of some sorts. I'm using this one here to be able to just kind of reach through and do your tightening. Now, I do need to loosen this up because this is kicked back too much. So you may need to realign your saddlebag once you put these on. Now this is the easy side. Our challenge on the other side is this lower portion here is hitting or resting on the platform for the compressor. So we're gonna have to trim a little bit of that aluminum off of that compressor mount. But for now, let's just go ahead and put this side on, and we can take a look at what it's gonna look like.
I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in the cradles, profanities. I see the world through eyes covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in greed? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Someday.
Okay, so we've got the left side on. I did have to adjust the hangers for the saddlebag, and they give you these, I was wondering why they give you these massively thick washers, and what I found out is what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to put one washer in between this chrome trim and this to give you clearance so that you can adjust your bracket here. So that's something that needs to be done, and it looks really good. I like it. Now this other side's gonna be a little bit more of a challenge because, like I said, we're gonna have to trim that aluminum piece. So let's mark it off. Okay, so a little bit of a change of plans. So I'm changing this up from using the 2 bolts to 1 bolt because I want to shift or slid this thing up. That'll give me not only the clearance that I need for that, but allow me to also mount the saddlebags a little bit easier. So what I was running into is that swing, the hanger for the saddlebag was hitting that bracket, and I don't know if it's because I've got the newer style hard bag on this bike or if it was just inevitable, like it was bound to happen. So I don't have any fears that it's going to come off. It's got Loctite on that bolt. We'll have to see if it's enough to avoid it from rattling or whatever. I don't know. That's going to be a time thing. The other thing that's nice about doing it this way is I don't have to put that spacer in between the chrome so it doesn't kind of stick out like that thing. That's a little bit of a sore thumb. I wasn't really feeling it. So all I need to do is take this side off and make that adjustment, and we'll take a look. So there it is, guys. I think it looks great. It looks so much better in my opinion than actually having the gap there. So it just fills it in. It makes it look thicker, right? I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Maybe you think they're the dumbest thing on the planet. Maybe you think they're great too. I don't know. Up to you. However, we did have to change plans with how I was going to mount them. So as you saw when I did the installation, and I know that was quick, but it, kind of just got it in place. And as I was trying to manipulate the saddlebag bracket or the hanger, that was kind of a pain. And then once I put that thing on, it actually blocked the bolt for that saddlebag hanger. So I wasn't actually able to tighten it back down. I was going to have to kind of circle back on it, find its spot, mark it, tighten it, and then put this thing back on. So the fact that I adjusted this to move that up, I didn't have to cut that bracket. Not that it was a big deal. That's aluminum. It's soft. It's definitely something you can easily cut. But overall, I didn't have to worry about that stuff. So, just being able to stay kind of fluid, right, makes your life a whole lot easier. Well, there it is, guys. It's not a hard, this is a one dammit, right? Like you don't really run into much in the problems or with the installation. You may have to adjust some things. Again, I went with that single hole, so we'll see how that holds up. If it gets loose, if it rattles or whatever, I'll have to figure out kind of a better way to deal with that. Just kind of as a heads up, you're going to want a double spacer on the inside. No matter what, you want to use 2 of those really thick spacers because the bolts are kind of long, and that chrome trim that you're screwing into actually goes right into that fender. So if you don't have those 2 shims or 2 washers in place, you're either going to be right on top of your fender, or you're going to start pushing on your fender, and over time that's going to wear a really good scratch mark on it. So just be aware of that. Using 2 washers ain't going to kill you. So yeah, other than that, I think it looks great. I really appreciate, you know, the fact that it hides that compressor. That was probably the biggest eyesore for me. And yeah, we'll just kind of see how it goes, you know, holds up over time. Like I said, the things I'm going to be looking for is whether or not they start to rattle or anything like that. But time will tell. And until we figured that out, I hope to see you in the win.